Hello and welcome to this very special bonus episode of Jurassic Minutes. I'm Brad.
I'm Dave.
And today we're here to discuss the recent reveals from Toy Fair 2019, plus some earlier Iron Studios and Prime 1 Studios reveals. David, as we're talking, Toy Fair is still going on over in New York, and boy, they've been releasing some nice stuff.
Oh, they have. I mean, not just for Jurassic. I've spoken on here, a huge Jurassic Park fan. A huge Halloween fan, and so NECA has been releasing some really neat stuff for Halloween movies. And so we're getting a Halloween 3, the trio there, and then we're also going to get a Halloween 2 Michael Myers figure.
Wow.
So it's going to have interchangeable heads, and then it's going to have a couple different toys for Michael, and it looks really exciting.
Yeah, Toy Fair is definitely the big one for the start of the year to see all your favourite franchises stuff coming out, even cross-promotional stuff. Like, I was completely surprised to see we're getting an Ecto 1 transforming figure, which has been fan art for the longest time, as well as the DeLorean and other popular vehicles in fandom, and here comes this Ecto 1 from Entertainment Earth, so...
Yeah. Well, I've been a fan of Star Wars for probably as long as I have for Jurassic Park, but unfortunately Hasbro's just going down the tubes with their license of Star Wars stuff, and even though that they've got some kind of fun-looking reveals, I just know they're going to figure out a way to mess that up.
Well, it is Hasbro.
They've just lost me as a customer ever since the Jurassic World, the first line, that debacle there. And their paint apps just aren't as good as they used to be. The plastic that their figures are made of just isn't as good as it used to be. But Mattel has been killing it. In fact, they recently got the Action Figure of the Year award for the Jurassic Park line.
Yeah, they did.
For the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom line. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we didn't have that in the news for today, but that was revealed during the week, which was congratulations to them. Definitely been knocking it out of the park with some of these figures we've got so far.
Yeah, and in fact, they even announced recently that they've got TV shows lined up for 21 of their properties, licensed and unlicensed and in-house properties. And there's speculation that Jurassic Park could be one of them because of this award and the fact that the Twilight has sold so well, the figures have done so well. They're pretty much they're what Star Wars is to Hasbro right now, I think.
Yeah, yep.
And I mean, every time I go into the toy aisle, I see a kid there and looking at Jurassic Park stuff. I gotta say that this stuff is selling well, and I think Hasbro's making money hand over fist with these figures.
Yeah, well, for the most part, whenever I'm being my location, I'm not really in a prime resupply area, but just seeing in some of the local Facebook groups and that where people are seeing new release figures out on store shelves, so as stuff's being purchased, new stuff's being replaced, so it's a lot more than what I can say for some of the other franchises, local toy stores and distribution. Hasbro, you're hopeless.
Oh, they're so hopeless, and I'm so much happier that Jurassic Park's with them because their distribution, I mean, the Jurassic Park stuff sits right across the aisle from the Jurassic World stuff in my local Target. And it's the same old peg warmers, the same old junk just sitting on the shelves in the Star Wars section. And Jurassic Park, I'm constantly seeing stuff being taken out and the stock go up and down, up and down. It's really exciting to see because that means that it's a popular line.
Yeah, and we're gonna get a little bit more to the distribution of some figures later on with one reveal from Toy Fair in particular. But before we get to Toy Fair, we do need to touch back before the weeks leading into Toy Fair. We got some reveals. First up from Iron Studios, they're at it again with another massive diorama. This time the Brachiosaurus in its classic pose, reaching up to grab from a branch of a tree. A fantastic looking base.
It does, yeah. I mean, it's that rock base again, but it's got like a nice kind of fake grass with the eucalyptus tree that the Brachiosaurus is sticking up and rearing up. It's the classic rearing up pose where he's just about to bite onto the branch. You can see in a close-up of the headshot that I have a picture of here. It's like right there, and the teeth are all well sculpted. It's beautiful.
The detail, is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's, what have we got here? It's 31.5 inches tall by 23.5 inches wide and 12 inches long, so... And it weighs 25 pounds, so again, another polystone brick.
Oh, 25 pounds, no wonder it costs so much.
Yeah. Yeah, well, price tag is $1,000 on this one, so...
Yeah.
Plus $100 deposit need to be put down to order. But there's also there's also 3 characters standing there beside it. You got Hammond, Ellie, and Grant in their sort of poses looking up at it. Ellie's a little bit more of a dramatic pose than the other two, but and it's like some of their previous human figures they've done, where there's similarities there, but it's not as straight up what you'd expect from someone like a Hot Toys or that where they do the face sculpts. But you know who it is. You can see them there, and I can represent them well.
Yeah, I think so. And it's not just the color there. I mean, not just the sculpt. The color on this figure is gorgeous. It's got like a nice kind of like a purplish brown, kind of like the figure, and kind of like the animal in the movie, and it just looks great. And like you said, this facial sculpts could be better, but I'm not gonna. The dinosaur is the centerpiece of this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just zooming in on the detail here. That's amazing. And it'd be interesting to compare here to another Brachiosaur we'll talk about shortly, about detail. Being 2 different sculpts of the same animal, so...
Well, that's the one I'm holding out for. It's going to be a bit cheaper, I think.
Yep. I don't think there's anything else. Scheduled for release 3rd quarter 2019, so it should be out this year, which is good. Not too much longer to wait from their announcement to when you can get the figure in hand, so that's just great to see. And one other thing they've revealed too, not to go along with this, but they've introduced their first human statue, which is the man himself, John Hammond. Yeah,
it does. You can either purchase it separately, or you can purchase it with the set, I believe.
Oh, so yeah, it is that smaller figure.
It's 1/10, I believe.
Okay. Yep.
So that I think that's the scale is 1/10 is a 1/10 size figure, and it does look pretty good. I mean, it looks like him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can't say it doesn't. Looks like his hat, his gold watch, his cane. The details are all there.
Yeah, I think the biggest disappointment here is the fact that the top of his cane's inside his fist, so you wouldn't be able to, unless you can see the detail from behind. But
have you spotted any pictures of it from behind where you can see the cane, the cane topper?
Yep, and it comes on a nice little pentagon-shaped Jurassic Park logo with that sort of cracked, distressed look through the logo, which is fantastic. So that's good. This would match in with their Ian and Grant from the Tyrannosaur breakout as well. We have a T-Rex. I don't think they haven't released a price on this. If it would be or is the same as the Grant and Ian, you think it's probably around the $100 mark?
Probably, yeah. I'd have to say so.
Yep. Being Hammond, they could probably squeeze a little bit more out of it because people will pay.
I know. These items aren't only for the super rich. Every collector in the world has the right to enjoy these characters.
Well, that will get us into more of the super rich. With Prime 1 Studios, which do very high-end and, for the most part, detailed and awesome-looking statues. They were at Wonderfest last week and had some of their upcoming statues there, which first up, we're looking at the Spinosaur here with the crashed aircraft, or the crashed Beechcraft scene that we've just been talking about on the minutes. Again, fantastic detail in this Spinosaur. Love it or hate the animal itself, but
it's beautiful. I mean, you got the sculpted tongue there, kind of just laying there in the mouth, and you got a crisscrossing of the white lines, just like on the real animal. You got the hexagonal kind of bluish round things that are going on in the sail, tipped with the red and highlighted with the yellowish orange. And the eyes just look so realistic.
Yeah, the head sculpt, the crest in front of the eyes themselves, and just the use of the orange on there looks great.
And I'd have to say it's probably in scale with the Indominus and the T-Rex as well. Probably, I'm looking at the indoraptor in the background in one of these pictures that we posted up, and the indoraptor looks bigger. It looks like it's probably like twice the scale as these other figures, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it's if there was one odd one out, I'd say it would be the indoraptor being a little bit larger than the rest, but even sort of you can see the Tyrannosaur's a little bit smaller as well. But you think Jurassic Park, the Rex is only 4, whereby Jurassic Park 3, the Spinosaur's 8, so.
And I do love the base with the plane there, and you can see how it's been crumpled and crushed, like it had been blasting through the trees there, and then it's surrounded by big fat ferns next to a tree stump. It just looks really cool.
Yeah, plus the little indents in the ground where you got some water laying.
I
wonder if they use the miniature model as reference for that crash plane.
I don't know. I bet they definitely use the ILM. The ILM maquette as a reference to paint the Spinosaurus, though, because that is beautifully spot on.
Yeah. Yep.
We don't have any pics of it from the other side.
That was going to be my question. If it's here in this plane crash scene, then it should have some red marks on its hindquarters on that side. But
yeah, we don't see. I don't see if it has the gash or not, but I will be looking forward to that.
And then again, like the bases they're using for these figures are just with that sort of fossil bone motif going around the bottom of the bases, away from the diorama itself, is just fantastic. If I can get some money together to buy one of these, it's going to be hard picking which one, but just to have one of these detailed figures is going to be amazing. I don't think we have any prices on these yet, but they're probably going to be upwards of $1,000 or $2,000 as well.
Yeah, I have to imagine so.
Yep.
These are big, hefty kind of animals, and the statues are very well detailed. They look beautiful.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Indominus Rex before. We've also got a shot here of the Indominus Rex diorama where it's sitting down or crouched down over the dead Ankylosaur or similar species that it killed in Jurassic World. Again, the detail.
Yeah, it's definitely Ankylosaur.
Yeah.
And that I mean, again with the base, it looks great. You got big deep gouge marks that they look movie accurate. You got the one where it kind of sliced the arm and then you sliced the side of the belly. And it's just laying there with the mud pressed up against its face.
Yeah, a little detail like that. Like it looks like the Ankylosaur's actually fallen into the mud, and that you can see those ridges of dirt under where its feet have laid, where its face is laid, as this heavy animal sort of impacted the ground.
Yeah. Well, that's especially because, I mean, Ankylosaurus was a heavy animal.
Yeah.
But again, with the detailing, I mean, the eyes have these fiery orange-yellow glow to it. The quills, or whatever those were, along the back of the neck and the arms just look great. And then we get these details with the osteoderms going down the back. Big crocodile type scutes just extruding through the skin, and it looks excellent. It's so detailed. I mean, this blows anything that
Say it.
Barnacles produced out of the water, frankly.
Yeah, well, I was going to mention them briefly. If so how they do their busts now, they do the big bust, but with these statues here, Prime One are doing, if they just mount the heads off these animals, the Spinosaur, the Rex, the Indoraptor, if they just sort of took these exact sculpts and just done a head mount and had them for 150, 200, I'd be very excited as well, just because of the detail that's gone into them.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that because Chronicle had been asking for feedback on what they wanted, and I think they were planning a line of mini busts. I'm not sure where that's going anymore. And this would be like perfect for those, you know? I mean, the paint apps, the sculpt is just beautiful.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. And that's just to finish out on the Chronicle page. We haven't really seen anything from them since SDC last year, so whether things are still happening, I need to get me night vision goggles paid off so I can get that order completed.
I think that's strange, yeah.
Mm. But again, this isn't the only franchise they do, so I'm sure there's other stuff they're working on, depending on their sales and that. But next up, going around the table a little bit more, they have a Brachiosaur from Jurassic Park as well. Again, on its own little custom base, not as extravagant or not as detailed. Well, the details there, not as big as what the previous statues have been based on. It looks like a bronze or a mud colour. Well, it looks like bronze, but it might not be.
The base does, it's like a basic dirt plane with the bronze Jurassic Park logo on it.
Mm.
But the color is definitely there. It's got that. It's more closer. They had like 5 different maquette and concept colorations with this animal, so you gotta forgive these artists for getting confused. Even I get confused sometimes. I sometimes feel like there's a bit of individualization with these animals, just because, I mean, you see so many different kind of colors. The colors in this one are very reminiscent of the Papo Brachiosaurus.
Mm.
I'm not sure the size on it. I think it's probably bigger, but I don't know. I mean, I want it. This is the one I want. It's part of the miniature PVC line that Prime One is doing. They already showed off the Triceratops and the T-Rex, both of which look very, very good.
Mm.
T-Rex looks right off the screen. The Triceratops, impressively, which we've covered before, is the pre-dirt coloration.
Yeah.
And the Brachiosaurus looks to be about twice the size of those figures. So about in scale with the Tyrannosaurus. The Tyrannosaurus and the Triceratops, I want to say, were around $60. 60 US dollars.
That's more my price.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So this will probably maybe be twice that because it's twice as big. I don't know, but it's a more fairer price range than their other items, and I'm looking forward to purchasing this one.
Yeah, you can't, unfortunately, because it's over in At Wonderfest is Japan. The little title for it's all in Japanese, so we can't see a size there. I'd nearly throw out it might be around the same size as the Horizon one that we got for Jurassic Park.
Maybe
a little bit smaller, but with the colours and that on it, it reminds me a lot of the what we see in Fallen Kingdom with that one on Main Street. Just sort of just darker. It almost like the skin's hanging off it in places where it's either malnutritioned or just old.
Could be.
Which is sort of hard, as you said before, with the different designs and have the original one where you wouldn't use the CG molds for that because the CG was pretty lacking in detail with that original Brachiosaur.
Very basic back then.
Yeah.
The things they can do with models now will blow your mind. They do have a little plaque here. It says Jurassic Park Brachiosaurus, so I think it is based on the Jurassic Park one.
Yep.
But it also has it looks like a price thing and I think I see the yen symbol, but the numbers, the numeric numbers themselves are also in Japanese. Forgive me, I don't read Japanese, so it might say the price, it might not, I don't know. but I'm definitely interested. I know the pre-orders for the Triceratops and the Tyrannosaurus are up. I think I heard rumor that the Brachiosaurus is coming out in summer. Summer.
That's all right, not long to wait. And we'll definitely be reporting back when we do get price and more details on the figure, because they haven't got it posted up on their website yet. I've been there, I've looked. And the going around the table a little bit more, we have the Indoraptor here. It's 1/6 scale, so there you go. It's bigger than the 1/10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, 1/10 was Iron Studio, so the Indoraptor's 1/6 anyway, and comes on a display base, which is the top of the skylight sunroof.
Mm-hmm. Now this one, we've discussed this one before, and it is up for pre-order as well, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another one I'm excited for. I think they also revealed the final designs for the Velociraptors. I just remember that. And the head looks like it's possibly been retooled just a slight bit.
Yeah, well, the Raptors are a little bit further down here. We'll talk about them now. Yeah, they've got the Raptors here. One in the classic stand, the other one down that crouching pose as well. But I reckon both of these look fantastic as well. I'm not quite sure. How big are those Raptors 1/6 as well?
I think they're 1/10 as like the other ones.
Okay, yep.
I can't remember though, but I believe they're 1/10.
Okay. But, again, some fantastic colour on those Raptors. And I suppose lastly, from the Prime 1 table we had, again, they had the Tyrannosaur there with the bit of tour road section and fence, and the goat that again we've talked about before. But again, just seeing this thing, photos of this Rex in the light, just looks fantastic.
I'm definitely excited. This has been a great time to be a Jurassic Park fan, especially with, as we were talking about earlier, with Mattel winning these awards. It's a great time to be a collector.
Yeah. And that's it. Just think, like a year or two ago when we started this whole thing, we were wanting more things out there to collect, and now there's too many. Without.
I can't afford all this stuff anymore.
Well, not only afford, and shout out to any of the listeners here. If you do collect some of this stuff, just keeping it, housing it. Wherever there's stuff like on TVs and computer desks and wherever there's a blank bit of space to stick something, you've stuck it there because, yeah, again, like, yeah, some of this more expensive stuff costs a bit, or even all the stuff just Mattel's releasing. Where are you putting it all?
I mean, I do have a Bull T-Rex Focus going on.
Yep.
I also got my One Chronicle miniature breakout and my Funko Alan Grant with the Mattel Styracosaurus. But yeah, I mean, most of this stuff goes in my closet because I'm starting to run out of space. Actually, I've long run out of space.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a photo now and post it up on the group when this comes out, because I've got a big pile of dinosaurs beside me. The Super Colossal, the Thrash and Fro, the Mosasaur, even the Hasbro Indominus is all just in a big pile here because I've got nowhere to put it. And because these figures being a lot more kid friendly too. My son does play with them a lot more, so
yeah.
Instead of
that's to be expected. You want that to happen, you know?
Yeah. Some stuff like the Mosasaur and the Colossal Rex, because they're a lot harder to get and more expensive. They sort of come down if I'm home for supervision, but all the rest of the stuff, just go for it, play with it. It's holding up quite well to the Kid Torch, unlike Hasbro. But getting on to Toy Fair itself and what Mattel has thrown out there, before we get to that, Lego. We heard that there was some new Lego sets coming in 2019. I hope these aren't the 5 sets, but I dare say they are. There's also a new 13-part mini animated series coming, which follows the secret exhibit that we got last year.
That's another thing to be excited about.
Yeah, Yeah, we got there's some sets here. We got the Dilophosaur and the loose set, which is retailing at $20 USD. Owen riding a drone to try and catch to escape Dilophosaur. One thing I do like about these sets is just the fact they all sort of come with a like a little what do you call, like a vending thing you could sort of add to a park setting.
Yeah.
We've even got the what's that one there? The Baryonyx face-off. So we've got a Lego Baryonyx here as well, and a vehicle in that set. And one thing I do love here, the Triceratops Rampage actually get the egg incubator, and a broken bit of fence. So again, you just sort of add all these sets modular into your current Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom Lego sets, and they look fantastic. But I think the one that's got most people talking is the big set, which retails for $90 USD, and that's the T-Rex versus Dino Mech battle. We've got a little bit of a volcano display here. We've got the Tyrannosaur back in different colours, and we've got a big mechanised Tyrannosaur that you may see from the Lego Movie or something. But
it does look like something like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And not only that, it looks like a He also has, it's colored like the Jeep.
Well, the Explorer.
Or the Explorer, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, which makes me wonder if this is the first Explorer colours we've seen of something official they're going to do. But yeah, definitely the colours. You got that maroon, the stripes on the greens, and the yellow feet. Like it definitely looks like this has been an Explorer that's transformed into a T-Rex. Which maybe just the novelty of it is worth getting. But again, you get sort of minifigures. You get Claire and Alan back, and you get a Hoskins as well with it. So again, it's 716 pieces, so you're sort of getting that top end. It's a licensed set, so it is going to be a little bit more expensive than your general Lego sets. But apparently, it's piloted by I think it's the nephew of Nedry, who was set up in that secret exhibit film. So yeah,
it's his nephew, I think.
Yeah. So all this is coming out later on this year, and I suppose we'll report back when this stuff starts getting out into shops, and when we get a trailer for the miniseries. It should be exciting to see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mattel. Here we go. Getting into the good stuff now. We'd seen some teasers and some not reveals, some leaked images of a new Indominus Rex that they were working on, and we knew it was coming, and now they've revealed it in all its glory, the Destroy and Devour Indominus Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Which they had it... Oh, go.
That's, in fact, the name that we had previously discussed before, so it looks like that will be, in fact, the official name.
The Tyrannosaur that's with it, that's the Stomp and Chomp. No, the Stomp and Chomp with Hasbro, wasn't it? It's not the Thrash and Throw, is that? That's the same.
No, that's the bite. That's the bite and fight.
Okay.
That's
exactly. That's the same mold as what the Bull T-Rex was released as, wasn't it? That same mold, sculpt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it fits in scale with that figure there. There's a video here of it sort of going through the motions where it bends down a lot more smoothly than the Thrash and Throw, where it bites down and grabs one of the other figures they got on display here and sort of comes up and swallows, and you get that little jaw flicking as it sort of swallows the little dinosaur into its throat. It doesn't seem to come out the bum like the Colossal. It just goes into the throat, and you just open the mouth and tip it out when you're done.
Yeah. It's very detailed. It's not as detailed as the as of course the Prime 1 was that we just talked about, but it's got a lot of the details there. It's got the quills on the back of the head, the coloration on the fenestra. It's got like a glowing orange eyes. I don't know if they're electronically glowing, but they have like this. I mean, they have like this kind of glowing look to them.
Yeah, it's a very bright red paint that's on the eye. If it's not a LED or something. But as I said, with the detail, it's prime for just a bit of airbrush just to darken do some accents here and there, darken those quills on its back, on its neck.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even leave it alone though. I mean, it looks great as it is. I think this is probably one of their best paint apps they've done, actually. And I think it's cool that the mouth opens almost like 90 degrees. Like
Yep. So you'd still be able to pick up the Lego gyrosphere with it and put it in its mouth.
Yeah.
And they'll scale good with that. Yeah. I'll leave the Triceratops for that other story where we got the comparison with the Lost World one.
Right.
When we finish
the
here.
Feet, I did want to mention the feet and the tail though.
That has been
what?
That has been something of a controversy I see online.
Yeah, it has, and the tail has just been. I mean, it's not that short. It's the actual animal did kind of have something of a shorter tail. All the Jurassic World dinosaurs kind of do, except with the exception of the T-Rex, which was from the original park. And it's funny because